Okay, guys. Uh, you're gonna have to help me here a little bit. Let me know if the sound works. We should be good, honestly, but let me know if the sound works. We are live. Um, I see a lot of questions, a lot of people here already, so sorry for starting a couple minutes late. Let me know how the sound is. The sound should be good. Um, I'm using a laptop right now. It's a good laptop, but it's a laptop nonetheless. And so, yeah, let me know. We should be good though, honestly. I know that was probably way too loud. Let me know if this is better. Okay, so Tesla stock is down almost 4%, downward trend observed over the past few weeks. They had weak global sales. Tesla's vehicle insurance registrations in China have decreased compared to the previous year, indicating a decline in demand in one of its key markets. There's political tension. CEO Elon Musk's public disagreements with the president over legislation have created tensions that may be affecting investor sentiment. We also have scrutiny over Tesla's driver assistance software following a widely read article revisiting a 2023 crash has raised safety concerns. A lot of profit taking happening as well. And then you also got to remember, like yesterday, we had trade tensions from the doubling of tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, which are obviously going to impact Tesla. And so I think that's an important way to look at this. Like, that's probably what's going on here. Steel and aluminum imports doubling and tariffs to 50%. That's not really good for Tesla here. Yeah, taking a look at Tesla. Nvidia down to 140s. Apple pulling back a little bit. Look at that Tesla on the right. Tesla's down to 323s. We can take a look at like a 5-minute chart and see. Tesla's mostly been in a big downtrend for the last week or so. So Tesla's been downtrending for the last week or so. Let me know if the volume is good. How's the sound? Are we good? Sound-wise, chat? We should be pretty good. Also, a lot of American car companies are considering leaving overseas since that's where they're... Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, we got jobless claims, unemployment at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Let me see if I can... I'm pretty sure I can use a timer on this one. I don't want to update the timer. Okay, I guess it's forcing the update. Okay. I'm trying to put the timer up for you guys. Hold on. We have about an hour. Yeah, we got about an hour and a minute left. Maybe like 20 seconds, I would say here. Yeah, that's about right. All right, so here's the timer. We got the timer up live as well. We'll put the timer. Bear with me, I'm on a different computer, but there's the timer right there. That actually kind of works. They can move markets for sure. Yeah, I mean, unemployment claims typically move at least a little bit. Like the reason they're important, the reason jobless claims unemployment filings are important is because like we can look at the unemployment rate tomorrow with the non-farm payroll report tomorrow. But the reality of it is what traders digest and hold more influential over markets are things that are most recent in terms of like the most recent update, the least lagging update. And one of the good things about the jobless claims unemployment report is that it's a week-to-week update on unemployment. So like if jobless claims come in higher than expected, that means that more people are filing for unemployment over the past week than expected, and so it gives us a deeper, faster look at what's going on in real time, and more real time, I should say, for unemployment across the country. So higher jobless claims is worse. Lower jobless claims is better for the economy. That is, we also have import-export prices. We got the ECB rate decision in about 45 minutes. And then we do have challenger job cuts coming out right now. So we got challenger job cuts coming out literally in like less than a minute. So stick around. I'm trying to manage everything from one little computer. All right, we got about 30 seconds for the challenger job cuts. About 30 seconds for the challenger job cuts. Challenger job cuts are expected today at 105.44 thousand. 105.44 thousand at roughly 62.7% year over year. We'll see if these move markets. I doubt they will, but they might. We got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the challenger job cuts. They showed up at 93.81 thousand, so less than expected, showing a better labor market than expected. Although this isn't really the most influential report, but 93.81 versus 105 roughly expected. So 94 roughly versus roughly 105 expected. So lower than expected. And remember, challenger job cuts provide information on the number of announced layoffs. So these are layoff numbers, and you can kind of see the market react positively to this. Look at this. So market's up to 21,758. One lower layoffs basically than expected, lower job layoffs. We also have the ECB rate decision today, and more. So we got a whole bunch of stuff coming out, but yeah. Yeah, so 93. I'll put this up in chat so you can see it. Yeah, so here's the challenger layoffs right here for May. Yes, there's the challenger job cuts right here for May. You can kind of see they showed up lower than expected. Market honestly reacted pretty nice to it. It popped up a little bit, so that's good. Yeah. All right, guys, we still got an hour. The stream should be running pretty good here. Like, I checked the internet where I'm at. And the internet should be rolling pretty well. Yeah, I can't really look at too much stuff right now, Pawn. I can look at some of it, but I need to buy myself one more. Honestly, the Zen, the Asus Zen screen, really nice, really nice. It allows you to connect to any computer with just a simple USB cord, and it's a very thin, easy to transport, big HD portable monitor. But I need 2 of them. I really do need 2 of them, because like it's very hard for me to manage my stream, check social media, report news on one. I'm still able to do it, don't get me wrong. Like, I was able to cover challenger job cuts literally within 5 seconds of it coming out, but it's more difficult for sure. And so one of the things I'm going to be doing is buying myself another one of these portable screens. See, the problem with TVs though, like you can set them up to a TV. A lot of the time there's lag. So like if I move my mouse, it like drags in. I just don't want that. I would rather just wait. Yeah, well, we got jobless claims. So the next release, it depends on what you clarify. Or it depends on what you classify as a big release, right? So we have the ECB rate decision in 40 minutes. In 40 minutes, we got the ECB rate decision. So roughly 8:15 market time, we have the ECB rate decision going live. So at 8:15 market time, ECB rate decision. They are expecting a 25 basis point cut. So the ECB is expecting a 25 basis point cut. They are expected to cut 0.25% today for the European Central Bank. And then at 8:30, again, we got jobless claims. Now, last time jobless claims were a little high. They showed up at 240K. That's pretty high for jobless claims. And the previous one, or today's, is expected at 236K. We also have import-export data today. So import-export data going live with jobless claims. We got the ECB press conference at 8:45. We got trade balance data. Trade balance data is expected to come in at minus 67 billion. Minus 67 billion. So one of the things that we're seeing here, and a lot of people have speculated that this is what is moving up our GDP. So a lot of people have speculated that this has been what's been moving up our GDP. Hold on. But one of the things we're seeing, like in terms of the trade balance data, hold on, I'm trying to move this other way. One of the things that we're seeing in the context of like the trade balance data is the last trade balance came in at minus 140.5 billion. And what the trade balance data means is this is how much we are. Let me make sure I get the right number first. This is the right metric first. This is how much we are exporting versus importing, right? And it's almost always a negative number because the US imports so many more goods than it exports, right? Like we're basically an importing country. Like people don't use the US goods as much as we use like Chinese goods and other countries' goods that we need to import into the United States. And so in the landscape of the tariffs and everything going on, this is an important metric as well, the trade balance data for April. But you can kind of see the difference now with the tariffs in place, right? So last time the trade balance showed up at minus 140 billion. All right. Today's is only expected at roughly half that, at 67, roughly 68 billion is what today's expected at. So you can think about the difference. Last time was 140 billion for March. Today's is expected at 67 billion. Again, roughly half what it was before. And this is because the tariffs are making imports so much more expensive, right? So the balance is getting closer to neutral. It's not neutral. It's minus 67 billion expected today, but it's getting closer to that neutral level where we're importing and exporting about the same. We're definitely not. We're still importing vastly more than we're exporting, but it's an interesting dynamic with the tariff stuff going on, the trade balance data. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get a rate cut. The only way we're going to get a rate cut is, yeah, I'm not Dirty South. I don't really know, bro. Sorry, it's not that I'm ignoring your messages, Sam. I'm not ignoring anybody, brother. I am on a little bitty monitor right now. I'm not home. I'm on a small monitor right now, and I've got to manage my stream, manage what goes on the stream, manage the music, check the real-time market news updates, use AI to dig through some stuff. And so it's just harder for me to watch the chat right now, brother. Sorry, dude. Do you think a hawkish cut for the ECB? What do you mean a hawkish cut? A cut is innately dovish, less restrictive, stimulating of the economy. And so do you think they're going to cut rates and then have a hawkish tone? I mean, that's possible. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. I don't really follow the ECB that much. in terms of where I'm trying to figure out whether their tone is going to be this or this. I'm just looking at what their decision is going to be, and that's going to be a 25 basis point cut, probably. Oh, all right, guys. Coffee's good. Coffee's good. Anyone own Broadcom? Huge run up before earnings release. Yeah. ABGO went crazy. Are jobless claims more impactful than import-export data? Generally, yes. Generally, yes, they are. Generally, right? Like, we don't know, but in general, yes. I mean, do I like coffee, Mello? Yes. Yes, I do like coffee. Tastes good. I honestly need it right now. I didn't get a lot of sleep. All right, market's coming back down a little bit. I'm not really making a weird noise, I don't think, but maybe I am. I don't freaking know, dude. Possible, I guess. Yeah, so we're seeing some news. So Speaker of the House Mike Johnson says he is sure that the EV mandate going away is Musk's concern about the spending bill. So the EV mandate going away is what Elon is unhappy regarding the spending bill. The NASDAQ turning down a little bit here. So we are at 21,748 right now, 21,748. Where's the zoom out arrows? Oh, there they are. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to see what the market's doing most of the today. The 200 exponential's been getting respected though. Like, look at this 200 EMA here, here. Definitely downward trending, but I'm gonna wait to attack anything specifically. But yeah, so a lot of people talking about the big Elon Musk and Prez breakup. So James Wynn, the trader who lost $100 million, is now complaining on social media about the market being rigged. James Wynn said on social media yesterday, he said, it would be okay if it wasn't so obvious. Who controls these markets? Billions of inflows, yet price declining. Open up a long straightaway, hunted and targeted for my liquidation level every time. You've been exposed. The problem, like, look, it's all good. This guy's probably got a bigger net worth than I do. Okay. So I'm going to preface what I'm about to say with that. I can't really be too critical of him. But bro, you were up $100 million, dude. $100 million, bro. If you gave it back to the market, even if the market was shady, you should have walked away from it. You got 100 million. You're set for life, brother. You know, you should have walked away. And so you can't really blame anybody there but yourself, you know. That's what market makers do, brother. You know. Works. We are live. Sorry, we got an echo here. Hold on, let me fix this. I see a lot of questions, a lot of people. Right. If you think it's rigged, go play Xbox. That's what I do. I'll sit there and I'll go play Xbox. Let me do a poll here. Yeah, no, it is true. Everybody knows it's true, though. You know? Scale down your size. Yeah, so Elon is coming out publicly against the spending bill as of 2 days ago. So, and then we had, like, about 7 minutes ago, we had House Speaker Johnson say that Musk seems, quote, dug in opposing the tax bill. So, yeah, so they say Robinhood is going to be memed today. Yeah, I'm looking at what's crypto doing right now. What's Bitcoin doing? Here's Nvidia. Nvidia's sideways, but testing lows. Bitcoin's still at 105s, is doing all right. What do we got? Again, we got Apple, AMD up to almost 120s. Palantir back down under 130s, but it's still trying. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, all that glitters. I think that's precisely what he's doing. I think Elon probably is smart enough to recognize it's not sustainable to ostracize half of your customer base. And so now he's doing something intentionally very public against some of that polarization that will hopefully, in his mind, bring back some of his customer base. But the question is, you got to ask, is what's done now? You know, I don't know. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with it, but a lot of people talking about Robinhood this morning. Robinhood up to 73s. A lot of people talking about silver. Look at silver. I mean, silver's been lagging behind gold for the last few years, though, if we really take a look at it. So, like, here's an hourly chart for silver. It's been really flat. Here's a 3-year chart for silver. So, like, silver's been going up. It's basically doubled in 3 years, but that's wildly underperforming gold. If you take a look at gold in the same 3-year period, gold is up 3x. Silver's up 2x, right? So silver has kind of underperformed gold a little bit, but it's starting to look better today for sure. And look at the NASDAQ rebound back up. So the NASDAQ's coming back up. We're still watching Tesla pretty closely here. Tesla's down. Adding Robinhood to the S&P. Yeah, I mean, ugh. I just woke up, guys. I'm using my computer camera, which I almost never use. I didn't have enough USB ports in this computer to use my actual webcam. But honestly, this computer camera is probably better than my webcam. You know? All right, so we just popped and tapped the 200 exponential on the micro NASDAQ. We'll see if that holds. Elon certainly cares about people buying his stuff. I mean, everybody cares about whether people like them. I promise you they do. I mean, people can pull the whole thing like, I don't care what anybody thinks. It's total nonsense. Of course you do, you know? Like, you got people who spend their whole day putting gel in their hair, you know, doing all this different stuff, doing all this body modification stuff. And I'm not against it. I think you should be able to do whatever you want to do. But people do all these different things. And then they're like, I don't care what people think. It's like, yeah, you do. You're spending more time getting ready than I do. You know, of course you care what people think. If you didn't care what people think, you'd walk around in a cardboard box. You know, like, the reason you're saying you don't care what people think is because you actually care what people think. And you want people to think that you don't care what people think. You know, and so anyways, I'm getting off track here. The point remains, Elon certainly cares what people think. He certainly wants people to buy his stuff, and he's certainly nervous about half of his customer base not wanting to buy his things, right? Regardless of whether AI is useful or anything else, he's certainly interested in the people buying his stuff. And again, I've been saying it for years. Biggest risk for Tesla is Elon's outspoken political stuff. You know, feel however you want to feel regarding politics, but the public's pretty split down the middle there. So if you get really one-sided, it's not good. You know? Yeah, they might legitimately not care though, D. So everybody cares, bro. All right, guys. Yeah, I just woke up in the morning, man. I need to eat. I was thinking about shorting that exponential. Hey, nice, Ryan. All right, so we're at the 200 exponential. Yeah, well, I agree. Tesla's more of a data company for sure. Where's bond yields at this morning? Let's take a look. All right, so bond yields are under 4.4% today, which is good. So bond yields down a little bit, showing a lower interest rate sentiment here for bond yields. Look at yields. Yields are currently sitting. Go away. Yields are currently sitting at about 4.43 or 4.33%, 4.34%. Bond yields down, a little bit lower interest rate sentiment, which is good. We do have a timer. I think, hold on. There you go. Timer should be like right on this, or on this side here, over here. Honestly, my back feels way better, like light years better today. Light years better, dude. Like I was super excited when I woke up this morning because my back didn't hurt. Honestly, what I think it really is that Carol has had acid reflux over the last few months. And so we have one of those adjustable beds with like a remote control. And when we've been sleeping, I think we've been sleeping with like the back raised a little bit. I don't know if that's necessarily good. This morning, I just felt way better when I woke up. So really excited about it. Oh, the whole world's tribal, brother. That's just how it goes, Ed. Question: are the people that boycott actual customers? Some of them. APLD. Look at silver this morning. Silver's up. APLD at 14s. Yeah, look at APLD over the last week, though. That's a move, honestly. Yeah, but honestly, I have acid reflux, and so it's honestly better. Like, this is what I think it is. Like, I would prefer to have the bed tilted slightly upward because I have bad acid reflux. But I think considering my back and neck problems over the last week or over the last 2 days, I needed to spend a night sleeping completely flat, and which I did, and I felt way better when I got up this morning. And so I think I just needed to kind of balance my back out a little bit. All right, chat, we got 30 minutes left. 30 minutes. You can see the timer on the right side of me. We're gonna start trading a little bit. I'm just trying to wait for something good to happen here, though. Is it gonna let me log in? Hold on. No, it's not. See, what I gotta do is log in here. Log in here. Okay. Ooh. It's alright. We're gonna have to trade like this. I just don't have a big monitor today, but here, it's alright. Alright, let me pull this thing over here. This is my son's computer. It's my computer. But still. Ugh. Alright, let's try to maybe get ready to trade some here. Just got to push this to the side as much as I can. We get under the 200 exponential. Like if we dip down to 70 right here, I'll short. But I want to dip down to 70 first. I kind of need to dip down to 70. Yeah, I'm trying to track all the breaking news coming out. And again, we do have the ECB decision in about 15 minutes. 15 minutes, the ECB rate decision. We're going to cover that as soon as it happens. Jobless claims unemployment dropping at 8:30. We had challenger job cuts that showed up a little bit more optimistic here. All right, so we're dipping down some. Again, I want 70 though. We're at 71. You know what? I'll try this here. I'm going to take one contract, maybe add a little bit to it. I got to add a little bit to this, I think. I'll take two. Need a little bit more, I think. Maybe like 4 to 5. So now if we retrace back up here, I'll short a little bit more. Okay, that's good. Nice. Lock in half of that and then hold the rest break even. See if we break all the way back down to the bottom of the trend. This is why I like the 70 level, is because like I think it's like a line in the sand spot. And maybe we'll add more to this. It's just very small. I'm trying to build up a cushion first on the day. We'll cut it right there. Maybe add back with this retracement back up here. All right, so we took 2 micros again, and we're going to add more to it again. See if we fill some of this gap. I should maybe take 3, but it's all right. I'll just stick with 2. We got 2 micros again. I kind of want to add more to this, but it's all right. I thought there was some news that they were going to get a call from the president there. All right, so on this bounce back up, we're going to short into this pop. We got 4 contracts. I'm going to take up to maybe 6. There we go. There's 6. What I'd like is a retracement back down, personally, obviously, but I'll give it a little time to work. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right, we took that off. We got 3 left. There we go. That's better. That looks good. Let me see what I'm actually up here. Hold on. Nice. Okay, so we built some profits here. We're probably up like $40, $30, something like that. And we'll hold the rest break even, but I'd love to see it break down some more. I'm going to hold this break even now. So if it pushes over break even, you know, we're not going to lose. I'd love to see it break down some more though. Here we go. All right. I'll take that. It's a very small trade, but I think we maximized. Like, we didn't get a lot of price action here. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Now we're starting to get some, but we kind of maximized the price action there. We did pretty good. I'll take it. Yeah, well, didn't they elect a pretty pro-finance? All right, so we had the 8 a.m. scrum show up. We didn't really have any news show up at the 8 a.m. scrum, though. Yeah, that's how it goes, Sam. Sorry to hear. Gravity working against you? I was shorting. I was making money. Like, we made money on all those trades. If I hit sell, that means I'm shorting. All right, so the recent doubling of tariffs. Trying to see Windows key. Ooh, that okay, yeah, that did actually work really well. Get bond yields out the way. All right, so Brown-Forman Corporation just posted some earnings. We had some small earnings this morning, but nothing big. Let me check. Yeah, so we're kind of choppy right now. Yeah, so we had Sienna, we had Cracker Barrel, we had Hello Group earnings, Duluth, Brown-Forman. A lot of misses, though. But we'll sit around and wait. Wait, what happened to my banner? A banner's supposed to be up here. Okay, the banner's still up. And always remember, guys. Listen, guys. Remember, I am terrible, have no idea what I'm talking about, might be wildly wrong about anything, everything I say. Do not copy me. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. Always make your own assessment, trade responsibly. Can't guarantee anything. Not an investment professional, chat. Understand all this stuff on screen. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. So we just jumped in a quick little short here. We might add a little bit to this. Just kind of micro scalping real quick. There we go. I'll get out the rest there. Very quick little trade there. We made a little bit on it, but hey, we're still doing okay. I'm just glad the stream seems to be running okay with this. Like, we seem to be doing all right. All right, chat. So the big news that we got going on right now is we have the ECB rate decision in 9 minutes. So the ECB rate decision is in 9 minutes. Again, they're expecting a 25 basis point cut. So again, they're expecting a 25 basis point cut. Let me ask AI something here. Hold on. Let me get this out of the way. Are my headphones about to cut out? Chat, hold on one second. Dang, bro, my headphones, dude. Already? All right, hold on. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a second. All right, we're back. I had to grab some different headphones here. I'm still honestly really tempted to short this. Let me get my Bluetooth. Okay, you're just gonna show everybody. All right. All right, so we should be in here. Let me make sure. Um, yeah, there we go. We're back. All right. Here, you guys can see me right here. Chat. Hold on. What's up, guys? Here, hold on. Sorry, I got to reshare my screen so you can hear the music, the beautiful, majestic music of a generation. Um, there you go. All right, we're back. All right, I'm looking to see if the market rejects this 200 exponential. We have 5 minutes left. And again, the ECB rate decision's in 5 minutes, just literal 5 minutes. We'll see what happens here. But 5 minutes, ECB rate decision, bro. I'm trying to snap a picture of this. All right, guys, ECB rate decision in about 4 minutes. 4 minutes. It's a 25 basis point cut is what's expected. The NASDAQ still pushing up. It's at 21,773s. 21,773. So the NASDAQ is honestly still pushing up right now. We'll see if it holds. Yeah, but they're expected to cut 25 basis points. Is what they're expected. Yeah, so if they were at 2.4% previously, they're expecting to cut down to 2.15%. It implies a 25 basis point cut, which is 1/4%. The other ones are the deposit facility rate and the marginal lending facility rate. The deposit facility rate is where banks park excess reserves, and then the main policy rate, often called the ECB, is the refinancing rate. Listed here is the ECB rate decision. They're expecting a 25 basis point cut from 2.4 to 2.15%. It drops in 3 minutes, give or take, about 3 minutes. So. Whoa, dude. Hold on. What time is it? Why does my computer say it's 8:12 market time? My computer's ahead. That's very strange. It's kind of messing me up. It's honestly only 8:12 now, but still. So this is just the ECB rate decision. It's not like the US. It's not like the US rate decision. This is the ECB. So like the influence is going to be muted because it's the European Central Bank, and nobody knows which place you should take a trade. Yeah, maybe Austin. Maybe that's why, bro. Honestly, I'm still proud of my JOLTS report reading. Prior to the JOLTS report, something told me it would be higher than expected, and we were. Cheers to you. I mean, I had a 50-50 shot. So, I mean, I can't brag too much. All right, NASDAQ ended up just ripping over this 200 exponential ahead of the 200 EMA. Or over the 200 exponential ahead of this decision. Slightly upward trend in the NASDAQ here. Yeah, jobless claims unemployment filings drop in about 15 minutes. Those are certainly going to have at least a little bit of influence. We'll see, though. You never know. All right, guys, so here's the ECB rate decision in about 1 minute. 1 minute. Again, it's pretty expected. They're going to do a 25 basis point cut to 2.15%. In about 15 minutes, we got jobless claims unemployment. They're expected at 236,000. Last time they came in at 240K. We also have trade balance data, which is basically cut in half because of the tariff. So we're now expected at minus 67.6 billion imports or exports versus imports. Minus 67.6 billion. Last time it was minus 140 billion. So the ratio of exports to imports is cut in half now because of the tariffs, right? It's becoming a lot more expensive to import. So the imports that we're doing are cut in half now, and we're now at expected at minus 67 billion for 8:30. All right, so there's 8:15 and 20 seconds. 15 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button. The ECB rate decision, we'll see if it moves things. I mean, the only way it's going to move things is if they don't cut 25 basis points and they do something else. But that drops in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and... All right, so yeah, it came in as expected at 2.15%, 2.15% as expected. Not really a big thing. Yeah, 2.15% as expected. 25 basis point cut. Yeah, to 2.15. As expected. So yeah, ECB basically flat. We're now pulling back to that 200 exponential. We'll see if we hold here. The sound should be pretty good. Like, I think the stream is looking pretty solid for everything. Let me make sure. Okay. Yeah, so the ECB cut rates 25 basis points as expected. If you give me a follow on Beginner Trade at Beginner Trades on X, we cover all this stuff. So again, ECB cuts rates 25 basis points to 2.15% as expected here, chat. As expected. I'll put this data up on screen. All right, so there's the recent ECB decision. Nasdaq's coming down a little bit though. We're down to 21,772s here. All right, chat, we got 13 minutes left. We got jobless claims unemployment coming quickly. But yeah, the ECB cut rates 25 basis points as expected, 2.15%. I mean, we cut rates we cut rates a full percentage point in the last quarter of last year. So in September, November, and December of last year, we did 50 basis points in September, we did 25 in November, and we did 25 in December. So we've recently cut rates. We've just been pausing for the last 6 months or so. 2.15 equals 25%. Well, 2.15 is just a number. Life is a journey. They're cutting it from 2.4% down to 2.15%. Do the math. How much is that? It's 25 basis points. They expected 2.15. We did 2.415. We ended up cutting it from 2.4 to 2.15, 25 basis points. Actually, I'm sorry. That would be 15. You're right. I'm wrong. I'm dumb. Y'all are smart. Or no. To 2.15 would be 25 basis points, right? Yeah, that's right. See, y'all are arguing so much it has me questioning my own math in my head. All right, so we're coming back down onto the 200 exponential, and again, I'm pretty bearish here. If we end up coming back down to that 70 level, I will short again. We got 10 minutes left, though, until jobless claims unemployment, so we'll see what that looks like. But 10 minutes left. Jobless claims expected at 236 today. 236. All right, so again, we're going to look at initial jobless claims and then continuing claims. Yeah, so continuing claims expected at, what are they expected at? 1.9 million. Where's the music at? See, now we're just really like trending around the 200 EMA. It's not really doing anything. Tesla's still breaking down though after yeah, we do indicators. I'm just traveling right now. But yeah, we do. I use the 200 exponential a lot. And so I'm looking at the 200 EMA. Volume weighted average price a lot of the time. Yeah, we got about 7.5 minutes. Really, we got about 9 minutes left. Are you bearish or bullish on this report? Did I do a poll today? I don't think I did. Here, maybe I should. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't do a poll today, guys. My bad. Here, let me do one. Are you bullish or bearish for today's jobless claims report? Vote on the poll. Let me know what you guys think. So we are starting to break down here. And again, we get down to 70, I'll short. We tapped it right now, but we're not quite low enough. I needed to break underneath 70 significantly here. All right, chat. 6 minutes. We are now, like, I want to see a firm break under 70, though. Here, I'm thinking about shorting this. Do I want to short it again? I'm going to take this. It's going to be quick, though. Because, like, I don't want to hold it too long through the jobless claims report. Little baby trade. Tiny risk. I like the 270 level. I think the 270 level makes sense to pay attention to, but you never know. This is too big of a bounce. I'm going to cut this here. First real loss trade. Tesla's still breaking down. Tesla at 323s. Yeah, we got 5 minutes. 5 minutes, chat. Based on ADP, jobless claims will be bad. Maybe there might be some correlation there, but maybe not. Like, because you have to think about it in terms of, so the ADP non-farm employment change numbers were for May. You know, the jobless claims is a week-to-week unemployment filings report. Now, there might be, like, there's a little bit of bleed through because jobless claims is, you know, we're not quite like a full week into May. And, you know, the initial jobless claims report is for the past week. So some of May is going to be in there. And I think May is going to be, I think there's going to be a little bit of symptoms that show in the ADP report that could reflect as well in jobless claims. The big one, the most interesting one this week, though, is going to be the non-farm payrolls report on Friday. On Friday, we got unemployment. We have the non-farm payroll report. We got the labor market report on Friday. It's a massive report. You want to pay attention to it. We also have import-export data and trade balance data today. But yeah. Yeah, that's what it's possible there's some correlation, but we'll see. All right, chat, we got 5 minutes. Well, really about 4 minutes left. Yeah, man, I'm sitting at home. I'm trying to do all this stuff for you guys, but all right, here we go. 4 minutes, chat. We got 4 minutes left. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. We cover all the breaking news live as soon as it happens, no matter what. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. We got about 3 minutes left. About 3.5 minutes left, really. The market is kind of chopped down leading into this jobless claims report as well. So the market has been a little neutral, a little sideways heading into it. Tesla is breaking down though. Tesla's at 323s right now, 324s. Yeah, Meta has been going up. I have to look deeper into that, Robert, but I have seen Meta start to rise the last few days. So I think it's been interesting there, but I think we have seen Meta start to rise in the last few days. All right, you guys ready? Not long here, chat. We got about 3 minutes left. About 3. We got about 1,500 people here. So again, hit that like button. Everything's free here. We don't charge for anything. We don't claim to even be good traders. We just cover economic reports quickly as soon as they drop. And so if you want a one-stop shop for it, subscribe. We do this every single day. Tomorrow, we're going to cover the non-farm payroll unemployment report at 8:30. Huge report. Huge report. We got 1.5 minutes, or we got 2.5 minutes left. See, this is what's weird. My timer is early, bro. My timer is early. It's very strange. I don't know which one's right. My actual computer timer says 7:28. Let me look at a world clock here. I need a world clock because this is getting out of control. World clock. Okay. So yeah, all right. So for whatever reason, my computer clock is like 30 seconds fast. It's kind of freaking me out, dude. I don't know. I'm going to watch it regardless. But what exact time do you guys have right now? I have 8:28:27 or so, 8:28:26. Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right. We got the right time. All right, Chad. We got a minute, basically a minute left. Again, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We got 1,700 viewers right now. We appreciate the love. Thanks for tuning in. All right, guys, about 1 minute left. About 1 minute left. Yeah, it's all good. I got it. All right, so this timer's a little bit early. Don't worry. We got the right time. This timer's a little bit early. Look at the market start to fall ahead of this report, though. We got 50 seconds left, chat. 50 seconds. All right, we are starting to dip some here. All right, chat, 30 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button. You can also put in 2x speed. Jobless claims expected today, 236. Chat, 236. Last time they should have been 240. Here we go. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here's the report. All right, guys, trade balance data came in at minus 61.6 billion, chat. Minus 61.6 billion. Non-farm productivity showed up at 1.5%. 1.5% here, chat. Jobless claims showed up at 247, weaker than expected. 247, weaker than expected. 247, higher than expected. More people filing for unemployment than expected. Worse than expected here. Not good. Again, worse than expected. 247 versus the expected 236. Higher than expected. Look at the market dump down here. Continuing claims ended up showing up at 1.904 million versus 1.91 million expected. So a little bit better than expected continuing claims. But still not good. 247 versus the expected 236 roughly. So worse than expected jobless claims report. The market has reacted negatively to this. Market is down pretty big. Yeah, look at this drop. So we're at 21,735. The NASDAQ is reacting negatively to this. And what this essentially means here, chat, is that more people are filing for unemployment than expected. More people are filing for unemployment than expected. It ain't good. It ain't good. Again, the good trades balance got a little bit more close to neutral here. Still pretty negative by the billions, but a little bit better than expected there. Here, I'll put this data up on screen for you guys. But yeah, worse than expected jobless claims, higher than expected claims. So more people filing for unemployment. And here, we'll put this up. Here's jobless claims. Worse than expected here, chat. There's the numbers right there. NASDAQ's down. It doesn't mean anything. We got the payroll report tomorrow, so. Is Powell late? Yeah, it could be the first move is the wrong move. I mean, that is a nuance that sometimes happens where the first move is the wrong move. Maybe that's going on here. I don't know. We've bounced back up enough. I'm going to short this. We got a cushion on the day. I'm going to short into this move and maybe add to like a rebound. It's a little risky time to trade though, but we'll play around with it. See if we come back down. There we go. Okay, good. We're taking profit into this. See if we dip some more. Hey, there we go. Nice. I'll hold the rest break even now, but I'd love to see a larger breakdown here. Actually, I'm going to cut it right there. All right, so we did get involved here. We did make money, but it wasn't a lot. I might short a little dip. Yeah, another little bounce. And again, guys, if you haven't already, we're day trading on Top Step's funded account program today. Top Step, they give you a 50K demo and they test your skill with it. If you can pass the test, they fund you 50K, 90% split. And almost all day traders lose money in their first few years. And so it makes no sense to fund your own account thousands of dollars. You're probably just going to lose. Let's just be honest here. You're probably going to lose. Most day traders lose regardless of where they go. Frankly, it's a lot cheaper to lose here usually, in general. There's always outliers, but in general, it usually is a lot cheaper to lose here, a lot cheaper to learn here. They give you a 50K demo that is the base one. It's $50 a month. Your risk is limited with that. If you could make 3K in profit without losing 2K first, following their rules and conditions, they fund you 50K with a 90% split, and they pay out millions. They paid out close to 100 or 200 million, I think, in the last few years. They fund thousands of traders. They pay out millions in actual withdrawals. It's just a beautiful way to learn how to day trade with more limited risk when most day traders lose. So if you fail, the base one, you're out $50. The middle one, you're out $100. If you pass it, a 50K funded account, 90% split. That's pretty similar to funding your own account. And again, if you use my link, go to TopStepX, you get 0 commission, no PDT rule in futures. You can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, some currencies. It's very similar to funding your own account in that regard in terms of split. I'm going to start reducing my size here. I think I just took way too big of size. And so we got out roughly break even on this last little bit. Let's see if we can break down some more. Okay, not bad. I'm going to go ahead and cut it right there. So somehow we ended up salvaging that trade. But yeah, if you want to check out TopStep, here, let me put the link up for you. Hold on. If you want to check them out, it's a beautiful way to learn. Like most day traders lose, like learning in a structured environment like this just makes sense. Although again, like I'm biased because I get paid by them. But I genuinely think it's useful for traders. At the same time, though, understand all this stuff on screen. Not an investment professional. I can't guarantee anything. Always make your own assessment. Trade smart. You know, can't guarantee anything, guys. I'll put the link up here if you want to check it out. There you go. Yeah, and the market honestly is flying back right now. Like, look at the market come back here. So interesting. And I'll pin it to the top of the chat, the link, just in case anybody wants to check it out in that way. Hold on. There you go. But yeah, NASDAQ's popping back up. And again, this showed more people filing for unemployment. And so if the market wants rate cuts, maybe this is going to increase the chances of it. But I don't think this is going to be the report that does it. I think the report that's going to influence the chance of a rate cut is going to be payrolls tomorrow. The market's rebounding though. Look at this. The market's coming back. Interesting. Sometimes that first move is the wrong move here, chat, and I guess that's true in this case. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. If you use TopStepX, you get 0 commission. And again, I can't guarantee anything. You want to confirm it all with them. It's not losing, it's market tuition. Yeah, I mean, you can fund your own account and pay market tuition that way, or you can limit your risk with something like this. Yeah, the dual mandate, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, taking a look at the rate cut odds, we can just see if they've moved a little bit. I seriously doubt it, but I genuinely doubt it. Yeah, so you can kind of see here, the next rate decision is going to be in 13 days, in about 2 weeks from now. Look at the NASDAQ pump here. And yeah, it's less than 1% odds of a cut this month in June. The last time I looked, it was September, was when we finally get over 50% odds of a rate cut. Currently almost at 60% odds of a rate cut. Or it's over 60, actually. It's 60 plus 20. So 81.4 odds. 81.4% chance of if some size of a rate cut by June. We got about a 59% chance of a 25 basis point cut, a 21% chance of a 50, 0.2% chance of a 75, and then we have a 19.6% chance of no rate cut by September either. A lot of it's going to depend on the data though, so we'll see. But yeah, that's where the rate odds are sitting right now. Yeah, so jobless claims, guys, came in hot. I don't know. Do you think that's true, Sam? Maybe it is, dude. What do you guys want to do right here? We're kind of back at that neutral level, that 200 exponential. And again, the trade balance came in at minus 61 billion versus minus 70 billion roughly expected. So that was a little bit better than expected here. What's your bias from the day? I really don't know, man. I think the market's a little neutral, a little flat. All the big reports are done for the day. Market's been slightly trending down, but it also kind of gapped up a lot overnight too. So I really don't know. I think it's kind of neutral. Depends on what the trend shows up as leading into the opening bell. Yeah, we got the ECB press conference in 4 minutes. They might say some things that move stuff, but we'll see. They might not. We also have the Atlanta Fed GDP now for Q2 showing up there. It's expected at 4.6%, which is a wild number. A wild number. I don't think we're going to come anywhere near that. I think, again, I saw somebody talk about this in which they talked about how the change in the import-export dynamic because of the tariffs is impacting what they think GDP is going to show up as for Q2, and that's why it's kind of an inflated number. I don't think it's going to show up anywhere near 4.6%, but who knows? All right, so look at the NASDAQ, still starting to push up a little bit. Yeah, so the 4.6% number is the quarterly growth rate, but it's expressed at an annualized rate. So it's basically saying, like, if the economy grew at this rate all year, it would result in 4.6%. But still, 4.6% is a wild number. But again, a lot of people are saying that the actual number is not going to be anywhere near 4.6% because we're not going to keep growing at this sustained rate all year, and that the rate that we're growing now is based off of the difference in import-export dynamics. Nice. So far, the stream's running pretty good, right, chat? Seems pretty good to me. All right, so now we're coming back down. Again, we're still pretty neutral and weird, though, here. Yeah, so we're starting to come back down. I'm still kind of short bias here in all honesty, but I'm still pretty short bias, but who knows what we're going to get today, man. All right, so we're still coming back down. I do want to short this if we retrace back up. Okay, there's a retracement that we can take some size into. Take 3. I don't know how easy of a day it is to make money. I'm going to double down on this and see if we come back down some here. Gave back a lot of my profits on this, but let's see if we come back down. There we go. I'm going to take half of that off immediately. Well, we ended up retracing back down fast, but my hands are off now. I want to let this work some. Not really. I want to give it time to test that 200 exponential and come back down some, but luckily prior to this we built up like a good amount of profit on the day, so yeah, I mean, I don't think the pattern looks bad. As long as we continue to hold and reject the 200 EMA, it looks all right. But we're just not getting any follow through. Like, it looks like it's going to come down and then it ends up like rebounding back up. There we go. All right. We're going to take 2/3 off, and I'm going to try my best to hold this now. There we go. See, the problem is it breaks down. I'm like, oh, let me take profit. And then it retraces back up. But we ended up making money somehow. I think we did. Let me see. So I'm trying to run everything on 2 monitors, which is wildly different. I usually run on 2 monitors, but one's a 34-inch ultra wide. Okay, yes, we made money. Did we? Kind of. I think we were mostly flat, actually, on that trade, unfortunately, just for transparency purposes. But flat is good. On the total string of trades there, like, flat's not as bad as it could be. I'm using Top Step X right now. So Lagarde is speaking regarding some stuff here. All right, so ECB President Lagarde in a post-meeting statement says the decision to lower rates is based on updated assessment of inflation and non-poll implementation. See, look at that rebound. Whoa, 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 whoa. Glad I got out of that short. Sheesh. Look at this pop, guys. What is going on right now? I'm glad I got out of that short position. What happened? Let me check. It's probably the press conference, I'm guessing here. We didn't really have anything else. This has got to be the press conference. What's going on right here? Okay, so the president tweeted. He said, U.S. president and Chinese president hold a call, according to the Chinese state media. So the president and the Chinese president are holding a call, according to the Chinese state media, which I would say is even more valid, because that means it really is happening. So that's great news. All right, and that is what's caused this big pop. And I think that's great news. I'm going to buy this now, I guess. I couldn't imagine the market reacts negatively to this, right? All right, we cut a little bit of that. We'll add back if it pulls back some more. That's why you want to stay up to date on what's going on, because yeah, Lex, the reason the market just popped up is not because of the rate cut news. That showed up actually like 45 minutes ago. The reason the market's up right now is because the Chinese state media has confirmed that the Chinese president and the U.S. president are holding a call. So that is why we're here. And I hope you guys see, like, we take some trades and sometimes we win and sometimes we lose, but like generally we make money, like most of the time. Sometimes we lose, but that's how it goes. Sorry, I'm trying to fix this. It's hard to manage, especially with the old school mouse is what's like driving me crazy here today, dude. The old school mouse is bothering me. We are green on the day though, so that's good. Yeah, this old school mouse is what's bothering me. All right, we got a somewhat positive reaction here, but we're still waiting. The big buy is when it was announced that the U.S. and Chinese president are holding a call together. All right, so we're starting to pull back. I do kind of want to buy this. "30 minutes into the opening bell, guys." So far, so good, though. We're doing okay. Yeah, so we ended up reacting positively to this news about the U.S. president and the Chinese president holding a call. What's up, Minnie Mouse? What's up? Yeah, I'm not really looking at crypto alt stuff, brother. I appreciate the donation, though. But I don't know anything about those, and it's too hard for me to vet those, bro. Sorry, brother. The reason for the pop is because the U.S. president and the Chinese president are now holding a call, according to the Chinese state media. I'm going to buy this, I guess. We'll see if the market can move in a sensical way. So far, so good. We're green. I would assume this is good for markets, you know. Okay, very good. All right, we're out. We got out of that one now, too. Yeah, I don't think John Jones wants to fight Tom Aspinall. I wouldn't want to fight Tom Aspinall either, bro. But I think Jones is too old. He wants to enjoy life. I'm not even judging him too much for it. Like, there's always going to be another contender for Jones. I think his legacy is set regardless of what people say. He's probably the GOAT in MMA, or definitely in the light heavyweight division. Do I want to see him fight Aspinall? Yeah. Do I blame him for not fighting Aspinall? No. I just don't. The only thing I don't want Jones to say is that he's somehow the heavyweight GOAT. You know what I mean? Because, like, you only fought Stipe. You know, Stipe was old, and and then you didn't fight the number one contender. Like, as long as he doesn't say that, I'm okay with him riding off into the sunset, happy and retired. I'm okay with it. I'm not really knocking him. There's always going to be another contender. You know. Yeah, but I mean, Jones also. Yeah, I like Jones, but I think he didn't want to fight Francis. He didn't want to fight Tom. I just don't think he's the heavyweight GOAT. I think he's the light heavyweight GOAT, and maybe in terms of record, the actual greatest. But it's arguable. Yeah, but I don't think you can judge a bad decision. You got to go with just what it is. Yeah, Cyril's good. Has no wrestling, and for Jones, an NCAA wrestler, I don't know how big. I mean, that's an accomplishment, but I don't know if it's an argument towards him being the GOAT. Him beating Cyril and an old Stipe does not make him the GOAT of the heavyweight division, man. Especially when you got Tom Aspinall sitting there. Like, that's a silly statement, and I get people wanting to support him and sometimes just kind of blindly supporting. And again, I'm not even judging him. Like, I understand it. If you put yourself in his shoes, you might do the same thing. But yeah, Tesla's down. I mean, Tesla's been falling down for the last few days. Honestly, ironically, I think Tesla's doing this to try to regain public support. So, hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Oh, bro, my back feels so much better today, though, bro. Like, dude, like, I could actually, like, move. Oh, like, I could actually, like, move, like, my back, and I can actually look to the side without it hurting, dude. I was genuinely worried for a little while that I broke my neck. I was genuinely worried because, like, I couldn't freaking move, dude. Right, I would say he's the GOAT of MMA overall, but he's just not the heavyweight GOAT. Yeah, that's basically what's going on, Mama Pawn. I think that's exactly what's going on. He's trying to say, hey, guys, you know. Yeah, I think that, like, I think that's what he's doing. To ostracize half of your customer base, especially when you consider, like, the right doesn't really buy EVs like that. They, at least they didn't used to. They're more big oil, you know, muscle. And so that's a tough dynamic. I think he wants to change it. The only UFC fighter I would ever fight is CM Punk. I think I could probably beat CM Punk realistically. You know. Netflix special. Yeah, I mean, listen, brother, it's not that I don't want to shout out the crypto project you're talking about. It's that I can't really vet crypto projects. And so I don't want to shout out anything that I've never heard of in the crypto space. And I think that should be really understandable. I appreciate the support though, brother. I really do. I don't want to shout out any crypto projects that I've never heard of before, because that can kind of, you know what I mean? So Target just had some news that they are filing for a two-part notes offering. They didn't discuss the size though, but they're filing for a two-part note offering. They're up a little bit. Target's had a tough few days, a tough couple weeks too. No, I'm just not home right now, guys. Yeah, I'm just not home. I'm on a laptop in a portable monitor right now. Again, jobless claims came out higher than expected. All right, so NVIDIA's biggest Chinese rival, Huawei, struggles to win at home according to the information. Big Chinese tech firms have not yet made big orders for Huawei chips, and tests showing Huawei chips overheat. Interesting. That news is breaking. Yeah, I hear the taco thing constantly. Dogecoin will hit $100, bro. If I do, my mom might get mad at me. My mom tried to buy Dogecoin at 75 cents. At 75 cents, my mom tried to buy it. Where's it at now? Dogecoin currently at 18 cents. My mom tried to buy this in 2021 at 75 cents. I told her no, that it almost certainly wasn't going to hold that. And I was right about it, honestly. Like it came all the way back down to like 8 cents. And so at least so far I've been right. Time might heal a lot of wounds though, but who knows how long that'll take. No, Francis competed. He went to boxing, and I think he did a deal with PFL. Honestly, I don't think either one of those guys wanted to fight each other. I don't think Francis wanted to fight Jones, and I don't think Jones wanted to fight Francis. Francis was scary. I'm kind of disappointed he left in his prime. Yeah, I mean, there's all these theories on Doge. I don't know. I'm not a big. I like Bitcoin. Some other ones. Doge isn't really one of the ones I like. I think most people that want Doge to hit these crazy numbers, no offense, Minnie, you know I got your back, bro. But I think most people that want Doge to hit these crazy numbers it's mostly confirmation bias. Like they want Doge to hit these numbers, and so they say Doge is going to hit these numbers, even though it probably isn't. That's like me being like, hey, I'm gonna win the lottery tomorrow, chat. I'm gonna win the lottery tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys, we got 200 exponential. We're sitting right above it now. That's what they said about Bitcoin when it was 100. I mean, I feel you, but I think Bitcoin and Doge are wildly different. Specifically, that Bitcoin has a use case argument, and Doge doesn't really, you know. Not a big significant one, at least. And it's all love here, brother. Like, I hope it goes to 100 for you. It's not going to affect me at all. I just don't know if it will. So, U.S. ECB President Lagarde says after today's cut, the ECB is in a good position to navigate uncertain conditions ahead. The decision was almost unanimous, and one GC member who did not support the decision. So, almost unanimous. One person didn't support the cut. Maybe, I mean, I don't take offense to anything, Minnie. It's all good, brother. We all have our own opinions, dude. You're good. All right, we got about 20 minutes left into the opening bell, chat. 20 minutes. What are your thoughts on rate cuts now? I remember you weren't for them at the end of last year. Hold on. So ECB President Lagarde in a Q&A says she is determined to complete her term as ECB president. We are not going to see the back of her. Yeah, I mean, I'm neutral on rate cuts. I think if we continue to do QT, we could maybe justify a 25 basis point cut. My biggest fear, though, is price stability. I want price stability. I don't want inflation to spike again. We've already had massive inflation over 5 years. Our prices are really high right now relative to what they were 5 years ago in a lot of different industries. Not every industry, but a lot of industries, prices are incredibly high. And so I'm just really not trying to get stuck paying higher prices. Again, I don't want to pay higher prices. I'm fearful of price stability. And so I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I would rather us go into a mini recession than have inflation spike up to 9 or 10% again. And that everybody here should honestly feel the same way. You know, like what's the point of making a lot of money if you can't afford things anyway? You know what I mean? Like, so I think we have to recognize the real risk is inflation. You know, and yeah, the president wants rate cuts because he wants the economy to thrive under his watch. And a thriving economy is good. But to a point, it's good. You know, the problem with a thriving economy is that prices typically go up, and we need to compensate for the last 5 years with a little bit of price stability as the priority, in my opinion. You know, but again, if we continue QT as balanced, I would be okay with a 25 basis point cut. And I think you could also argue it, depending on which data you're looking at, you might be able to argue a 25 precautionary, cut, but I don't know. I'm okay with either one. I don't think we should raise rates either. I think pausing them is fine. Having no job is worse. Yeah, but unemployment's currently at what, 4.2%? So I mean, if we have reasonable unemployment, why, like, I don't know. Dude, my back is hurt, dude. But it feels better today. Soft landing? I mean, what do you mean about soft landing? I mean, we're not in a recession right now. So, a soft landing, just for everybody at home, if you hear this word thrown around, the soft landing means that you, sorry, I'm drawing a blank. A soft landing means you get inflation under control without going into a recession, is what it means. Sorry, I don't know why I draw a blank there. Jiu-jitsu. I hurt my back with jiu-jitsu. Yeah, the 70s and 80s inflation was nasty. Like, we don't want that again. ECB President Lagarde says ECB is a good place after today's cut. Will face uncertainty ahead. Look how much the NASDAQ has slowed down here, though, chat. The NASDAQ is basically stopped. Just basically straight up stopped. And again, if you want to help support the channel, check out Top Step. No PDT in futures. You can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, some currencies. Most pro day traders trade futures because there's better liquidity generally. You can trade the same way, no PDT rule, less red tape. Top Step is a beautiful way to learn in a structured environment. Most day traders lose for their first year or two. This is objectively true. Most day traders are going to lose for their first year or two in general. Instead of funding your own account and losing thousands of dollars potentially, the base one on Top Step's $50. If you pass their test by making $3K in profit in a $50K demo without losing $2K first, following their other rules, they fund you $50K, 90% split. Prior to that split kicking in, you get to keep your first $10K in profit. It's pretty similar to funding your own account. If you fail, you're out $50. It's not the end of the world. It's a great way to learn in a structured environment, and it teaches you how to trade. Tons of great resources. If you use my link, go to TopStepX. You get zero commission there as well. Trade micros is what I would do. That's what I like doing, is trading micros. But remember, I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. I'm biased. I get paid by them. I'm biased. I don't even claim to be a good trader. But I think this type of environment for learning how to day trade is the best way. It's the best way. Your risk is limited. It's $100, $50, $150 a month, depending on which challenge you choose. And learning that way makes sense. And they paid out hundreds of millions. They fund thousands. It's a beautiful way to learn. I'll put the link up. Again, you can also see it pinned to the top of the chat. Understand all this stuff on screen, though, guys. I can't guarantee anything. Not an investment professional. And, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's too early to say whether the call's good or not. I think you could theorize maybe it's not, but I think it's too early. I mean, if my other background is my mom's basement, it's a super nice basement. That's all I'm saying. Look at how much the NASDAQ is flattened out here, though. The NASDAQ is boring right now. What's going on here with the NASDAQ? The whole market's just waiting for the opening bell now. Eesh. All right, guys. Look how flatlined the futures market is right now. It's very strange. What's gold doing? At least gold is moving here. I might have to pivot to trade gold. Yeah, I don't know why the market slowed down this much, but it slowed down a lot. Look at this. Hey. Hey, baby. It's almost 8:30. Wake up, dude. Get up. I love you. But wake up. Wake the kids up. All right. All right. All right. Love you, bye. Bro, stop spamming nonsense, bro. Is this a sign that the market loses confidence? I think the market's a little, yeah. I don't like $10 stocks usually. Not unless, I mean, yeah. All right, so we got jobless claims. Showed up a little hot this morning. I would trade for you guys, but look, this is the price action today, man. Like, look at this. What do I do this? I mean, it kind of looks like a flag, but the liquidity looks so low right now. Yeah, I saw Palantir was down. Palantir was down. Yeah, I'm just waiting. We got 10 minutes into the opening bell. We got some good stuff coming, but I'm just waiting here. Marab or Sugar? I want O'Malley to win because I think he's the more exciting fighter. But I'm also not going to be mad if Marab wins. I'd also like to see a third fight between them because I think that's a good fight. But I think Marab looks almost unbeatable. Almost unbeatable. Unless he gets clipped, I think he's going to be a hard person to beat. You know, O'Malley's good, but if somebody is elite at wrestling, like Marab is, it's very difficult to win that fight. And again, guys, give me a follow at Beginner Trades on X.com. We post a lot of the breaking news as it happens here. So again, U.S. president supposed to be holding a call with the Chinese president, according to the Chinese state media. But telephone conversation to discuss trade, apparently. Again, silver's been flying up today. Silver prices are now up almost 25% year over year, or year to date. I mean, I'm sorry, YTD year to date, at their highest level since 2012. Gold and silver hot. Somebody said on Twitter, can somebody explain why I have to pay taxes when I buy stuff with money that was already taxed? Honestly, I hate taxes, bro. I pay way too much. I'm mad about it constantly. How in the world do you buy a property with money that's taxed, and then yearly you got to pay 2 to 3% of that in another tax? And then if I buy a new refrigerator from the store to put in it, I get taxed on that as well. You know what I mean? Or a better example is that if I put a tenant in it as a rental property and I make $1,500 a month, and then I go out and buy some food with that money, I get taxed on that food too. It's crazy, honestly. It's ridiculous. We're triple taxed here, and I'm mad about it. No, Marab's fun to watch. I'm not saying, I think O'Malley's a little bit more fun to watch. But I think I'm not going to be mad either way. I pay payroll taxes. How can you be against taxes but think college should be free? I think that, number one, we have lots of tax money to go around for that. I'm not against taxes. Don't get me wrong. I'm against mostly property taxes. I think property taxes are un-American, you know? And what I really feel for is, like, you got an old lady who bought her house 30, 40, 50 years ago. Now she's 75 years old. And just to live in her house every year, she's got to pay, like, say that house is appreciated to where it's $500K. She's got to pay 10 grand or whatever, depending on the tax rate, yearly, just for that property. You know, like, she can't just enjoy life and live off the property she owns. I think that's crazy. And I think we waste enough tax dollars in other areas in which we can have, like, I think we need to consolidate what we're using our tax dollars on. But it's nuanced, of course. I'm not against taxes. I'm mostly against property tax. I like Texas. I'm against Texas. I like Texas to an extent. I think Texas is hypocritical in a lot of ways, specifically their ballot initiatives not being here. How can you claim to be about freedom and then not let the public vote on things they want? I think that's silly and ridiculous and hypocritical. But outside of that, I like the low tax environment of Texas, except for property taxes, which are obscenely high in Texas. I like the no state income tax. That's great, you know. But I don't know if that's synonymous with freedom either, you know. Like, hey, baby, they could see you. Just a heads up. It's all right. All right. What does low NFP means? Low NFP means low non-farm payrolls. So a lower non-farm payroll print will mean less jobs. You got to think about this in terms of expansion. Like payrolls is jobs, right? So higher payrolls means businesses are expanding more and hiring more people. Lower payrolls means businesses are expanding less and hiring less people. And so it's a direct look at our labor market, which is economic growth, really. So low payrolls, weak economic growth. It's one of the reasons, like if we look at an example of this would be on Wednesday, we had the prelim NFP data, the non-farm employment change data. That data showed up at 37K versus like, I don't know what was expected. I think it was like 110. And so we showed up wildly lower than expected on Wednesday, and the market did not like it because it shows up. People are worried that the tariffs and the high rate environment is going to cause eventual economic weakness. And so when we see signs of that economic weakness, there's a few things that happen. People get frustrated that we're not cutting rates. They also fear a looming recession or depression. And so a low payroll print would essentially mean worse labor market, worse economy. But the big one's tomorrow. The NFP reports tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. All right. Huh? Just give me a black coffee. That'll be fine. I already got a coffee, honestly. But hey, hold on. All right, guys. We got 2 minutes left. About 2 minutes left. NASDAQ is basically pure flat. Not really doing anything right now. Yeah, I mean, so far today, we've had jobless claims showing up higher than expected, showing less people working, more people filing for unemployment than expected week to week. We also have news that the U.S. and Chinese presidents are holding a phone call to talk about trade. We also had the ECB rate decision, which came in as expected at a 25 basis point cut from 2.4 to 2.15%. So those are the breaking news today, and then we're about to head into the open right now in about a minute or so. Why are you not in your wooden dungeon? I'm in a different dungeon. All right, here we go. 45 seconds. Yeah. All right, guys, 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Hey, did you get the kids up? Here, wake them up, man. Tell them to get ready. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's the opening bell. All right, so there's the open. We got NVIDIA shooting up at the opening bell, though. It's at 143s. Bro, my office is nicer than 99% of everybody else in this room's office. That's all I'm saying. Basically, I'm saying y'all offices are not good. Mine is great. Okay. Y'all just can't see it. All y'all see is the wooden desks behind it. That office is nice, dude. Okay? That office is nice. Honestly, one of the houses we were going to buy prior to the house, look at the NVIDIA shoot up at the opening bell. So NVIDIA's popping up. The NASDAQ's popping up. It's at 21,835s. 21,835s. I got a freaking library. Okay? Leave me alone. If it's a mom's basement, it's a nice basement. Yeah, so again, kind of a muted reaction in the NASDAQ. We haven't really got much here. Look at this. I'm just going to wait. My hands are off. I'm just waiting for the market to do something. The house we were going to buy prior to the house we ended up buying had a secret office room where you could like pull a book, a little office cubby opened up, and it had a hallway that led to like a secret office room. And honestly, I'm still kind of mad we didn't get it. NASDAQ coming down a little bit. NASDAQ coming down. Look at this drop. We are dipping down some here. What I'm worried about is if the president comes out and saying they had good talks regarding trade with the Chinese president, I'm worried the market's going to rip up. But I like a short looks okay here, but I'm a little nervous about it. It's too early after the bell too. All right, baby. All right, love you. I should have shorted. I wanted to short. Yeah, where's Tesla at? Yeah, Tesla's falling down. I'm going to short this now. We're flat. Let's see if we go green. I'm going to short a little bit more here. I'm going to take half off there just to protect it. We're going to get out there. We're too close to the opening bell for my taste here. I don't want. I'm getting in and out quick. Somehow we made money there, though. I'm just not really good at the market open sometimes, man. Looks like I got out just in time, too, because look at this. Yeah, so we're still kind of sideways. We're down a little bit since the bell, but I don't know if it necessarily looks good here. All right, so 3.6 trillion asset manager JP Morgan is going to accept Bitcoin and crypto ETFs as collateral for loans. All right. Okay, so the Chinese state media did report that the call held between the president and Chinese president was at, quote, the U.S. president's request, end quote. I'll jump in a short here, but the range is a little bit too much for me. Let's see if we fall back down some here. I'm going to cut half of this, honestly. All right. We made a little bit there, but the range is so small. I have to take these little baby trades to try to catch anything going on. I watched NVIDIA crack lows. I want to see if Tesla comes down with it. Might drag this down. And it's the day before payroll, so I'm wondering if we're going to get sideways. Why does John London have no sleeves today? Because I just woke up and started the stream, and this is what I wore. Because it's not as cold in the place I'm at than it is in my house usually, because Carol likes it like freaking Antarctica in my house. So I don't need to wear a sweater this morning. Yeah, that's why, I guess. Yeah, sleeves are for closers. And I'm not one, apparently. All right, Tesla's still falling. I gotta short this, I think. I'm gonna add to it too and take some risk. All right, there's 3. Tesla's cracking lows. That's why I want to short this, but the problem I'm seeing is Nvidia bouncing back. I'll try here. I want to take some risk in this account. I'll take 5 quickly. There we go. There we go. All right, so we just made like 50 bucks, give or take. Yeah, about 50 bucks. That's good, I guess. Probably close to $100 in profit. I can't really see my P&L right now, but it looks weak. I see Tesla breaking down. I see Nvidia breaking down. Again, not an investment professional though, but it looks like it might come down here. Hey, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Honestly, I'm kind of heavy right now, bro. Like, I am... I am 180 pounds right now, which is heavy for me. Like, I'm not usually this big, you know? Like, I weighed myself at the gym, and we did break down. Look at this. Wait. Look at this breakdown over here. I was correct. But I'm 180 pounds right now, which is very large for me. I'm not usually this big. I was always kind of a hard gainer. But look at this breakdown here. We're down to 65. I should have shorted and taken my own intuition. I thought we would break down. I saw Tesla crack lows. I saw Nvidia retrace back to lows. Should have shorted more, but it's okay. I mean, we're up on the day. We've had a pretty good string of trades. But I called this. I should have taken it. I'm like 5'11", 5'10", like something. I'm going to round up to 5'11", though. But I'm usually like 165, I would say. No, it's about normal. It's about average, probably Vegas. Yeah, it's a good. I have a good BMI most of the time. I've done a couple tests on it, and they've always said that it was good. I was never over. Never really on. I'm always like right in the middle of it. I think at 165, 170, that's kind of like the low range. 180 right now is probably like the higher range of it, but still probably considered good. All right, so we're starting to bounce back up a little bit. I see Nvidia pop up. It's at 142. I see Tesla's at 315s right now as well. Yeah, I'm looking at what Lagarde's saying. She says that she is not confirming that the ECB is pausing policy. She all right, so now we're popping right back up here. Again, we could be flat today. You got to understand, like, we're leading into a day tomorrow in which we have the most important economic report and market catalyst this week, in my opinion, which is the non-farm payroll report. Non-farm payrolls and unemployment drop tomorrow live. We're going to be streaming it right here at 8:30. That is arguably the biggest report of this week. And sometimes leading into those reports, we get sideways choppy action the preceding day. And so maybe that's what we're going to get today. I don't know. It's possible, but maybe. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, I feel you, Corey. I believe it's very nuanced, like weight and stuff. I've always been very lanky and skinny. It was always hard for me to gain weight. I only recently have been able to gain weight once I got older. But for the last like 5-6 years, I've basically been the same, like going back and forth, probably between like 175 and 165. So. All right, we're very flat right now. I don't know if I want to take a trade in this. We're very green on the day. I don't want to give it back. I don't know how payrolls are going to affect the market tomorrow. I really don't. It depends on what they show up as and how polarized. So like anything, it might be a little bit of a muted reaction if it's with anywhere within a range of expected. Where we're like I said for Wednesday when we had the prelim NFP data, I told people the same thing. I said, if it comes in super high above the expected number, I think the market might not like that. If it comes in super low below the expected number, I think the market might not like it. I think the market's going to want somewhere reasonable. And I think one of the things we saw on Wednesday with the non-farm employment data is it showed up at 37, which is way under the expected number by a huge percentage. And the market hated it. It reacted really negatively to it. And so I think polarization is important, like how different it is versus the expected number. You know, it can be over the expected number, under the expected number, but if it's relatively close to that range, you know, we'll see what happens in markets. Market might like it regardless. If it is super low or super high, that's where we're going to get like big reactions. And so we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know what the data is going to show up as. I really don't. We're going to be here live at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, though, to cover it. So. Hey, what's up, Tiny? Good morning. All right, so the Nasdaq's rejecting 775 here. Look at this drop. Tesla broke lows again at 314. Tesla's had a big percentage drop. Tesla's down $10 a share today, which is roughly what, 3%, 3-4% since the opening bell. Tesla's down 3 or 4% since the opening bell. It's down like $12 a share. So that's 4% drop roughly, if my math in my head is right. 4% drop for Tesla. That's pretty big. Will you trade today? Yeah, I've been trading all morning. We'll see if we trade again. I don't know. NASDAQ getting weak, Tesla getting weak. Yeah, I'm trying to find if there's a reason. I think the market's just down. U.S. House Speaker Johnson and Elon will speak on Thursday, according to CBS's Jacob. So JP Morgan CEO of Asset and Wealth Management says going to have inflation, but the U.S. consumer is fine. I'm looking at breaking news right now, but nothing really recent. Got a little bounce back here. I kind of want to short it. I'm also kind of worried about payrolls making the market flat, though. I'm trying to see what we got going on next week, too. So we got a little rebound. All right, so we're going to take one micro contract right here, just because on this big bounce. One micro contract. Hands are off now. We're kind of flat here, but there we go. I'm going to cut this. I don't like the way that looks. I'm going to get out very flat right there. I don't like how it retraced and then immediately pushed back up. And I think Tesla has a long way it could bounce back. Nvidia has a little bit of ways too, so I'm going to cut it right there and just wait. Yeah, I mean, I'm already pretty good. I'm already green. I could have held this, I guess, but hey, listen, chat. I'm gonna get out here a little bit early today. I'm traveling with my family right now, and so I got stuff I gotta do. But listen, I love you all. Y'all have a great day. If you want to check out Top Step and day trade with me, beautiful way to help support the channel. This is Top Step X that I'm day trading on. I'm day trading the NASDAQ 100, basically the QQQ price action. Patterns are we're green on the day too. You can see kind of our string of trades here. We're green. We've had mostly green trades. And our wins have been larger than our losses too. We've been keeping our losses pretty small. And so a beautiful way to learn how to day trade in a structured environment. This is a 50K funded account on Top Step. Perfect way to learn. You can check out the link pinned to the top of the chat, link in the description. I appreciate the love. Remember, guys, as I always say, I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. You always got to make your own assessment. Trade smart. I can't guarantee anything. I love you all. Y'all be safe in these markets, guys. Be safe in these markets. We'll be back tomorrow bright and early for non-farm payrolls and unemployment's report. We got a bunch of reports dropping tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So you just want to be ready for that. That's a big report, a big release tomorrow. Probably, arguably, the biggest report of the week is tomorrow at 8:30. So just prepare yourself for that, chat. It's a big day. It's a big report. You just want to be ready for it. All right. So listen, I love you all. You'll have a great day. Be safe. Stay safe in this market. And yeah, appreciate the love. Thanks, guys.